am going to start this video with an apology. I apologize in advance for not telling you about this sale sooner. Hopefully by the end of this video, you will forgive me. Hello everyone and welcome to Crafting with Delonda. It's me again, Delonda, and thank you so much for joining me today. You guys, I forgot to tell you about the Creative Fabrica yearly all access subscription. Now, I am currently a yearly all access subscriber and I have already taken advantage of the benefits, but I should have passed them on to you. Right now, they have a fantastic deal on their yearly all access subscription. We'll get into that in a few minutes, but I wanted to tell you about it. And I want you to know that the files that I'm using for this tutorial were downloaded from Creative Fabrica with my all access subscription. Now, we are going to be sublimating bookmarks today, and I am going to take you through the full process step by step. We will get started with looking at the materials. We will go over to Creative Fabrica. I'll show you what it looks like. If you're not subscribed, I'll show you what my account looks like and how I've already started my subscription. I actually started mine back in November and I do not regret it. I think it is a fantastic deal. It is only billed one time per year and you just really can't beat it. I'm going to show you all of the things. At the end of this video, if you find it helpful, please consider liking the video, subscribing to my channel, and turning on the bell for notifications because I do upload new content every single week. Now, without further ado, let's get started. The materials I'm going to use for this project include my Cricut Maker. However, this can be done from any full-size Cricut cutting machine. I'm using my Epson EcoTank 2760 series printer that has been converted to use with Sublimation ink. I am using Sublimation paper, Hippo Sublimation ink. I'm going to use butcher paper. I'm going to use my Easy Press mat. These Sublimation bookmarks that I purchased from Amazon, and I'm using my 9x9 Cricut Easy Press. And so all of the files that I'm using have been downloaded from Creative Fabrica. I am going to show you their website and how I size the files to fit perfectly on these bookmark templates. So without further ado, let's head on over to Creative Fabrica's website. I am on the Creative Fabrica website and I am currently not logged in. I did that intentionally so you can see what the website looks like if you do not currently have a subscription. At the top right here, I can see that I have the option to get yearly all access right now for $4.99 per month. Now, please make a note that the $4.99 per month is billed annually, not monthly. So you will be billed one time for $59 and the normal price is $348 per year. This is a discounted price that is valid forever. It renews at $59 the following year or yearly. So if you were to get started with a yearly all access plan this month, March 2023, you would not be billed again until March of 2024. With this yearly all access, you have access to millions of graphics, fonts, classes, and more. You also have access to personal, commercial, and POD use of files. POD is short for print on demand. Now, if I look here, I can see that I have the option to access 121,000 fonts. I have access to Creative Fabrica Spark. I have over 6 million graphics, and I also have the option to download a lot of their
free resources. Now I can also look here and look at the menu. I see fonts that are separated into categories like script fonts, display fonts, black letter fonts, dingbats, color fonts, or I could just look at all of them at one time. I can look through the graphics right here. I can go through Creative Fabrica Spark. I can look at crafts. I can look at needlework. There is a full menu right here that I can go through in order to find what I'm looking for. One thing to make a note of is that they do offer classes, and those classes are included with the yearly all access subscription. Now, I currently have classes here that fall under the Cricut category, but I'm just going to click on classes so you can see that there are classes for really just about everything. So if I were to just view all categories, I can see at the top there are 3D crafts, baking, gardening, outdoor, printing and sublimation, silhouette, sewing, jewelry making, cooking, crochet, die cutting. Like, there are so many options for classes, but if you were to look for my specific class, it will fall under the Cricut category. Now, one thing to also make a note of is that as you are going through and looking at the classes, you will probably see some of your favorite YouTube content creators, because a lot of content creators have classes that are listed here. This one right here is by Patrice Wilson of Craftable Things. She has a class right here on how to create hotfix rhinestones. I also have, my class is on how to create engraved keychains. And so if you were to look for my class, let's see, there it is right there, Crafting with Delonda. You can see I have 482 students in my class. The class is 35 minutes long, and 305 people have listed my class as one of their favorites. So if I were to click on the class, you can see it's an intermediate level. It's not offered for free. It's actually $7.99 if you are not subscribed. But with the yearly all access plan, this class is included. So, you can click on it. You can see that the class is broken down into sections, and you can also see that, you can follow me here, and you can also see that what my other class looks like. And you can look at the reviews from others and see what they have to say about that. Okay, so I just wanted you to know that Creative Fabrica has a lot to offer. Now, I'm going to show you what the Creative Fabrica website looks like from my login. So we're going to go there now. This is what the Creative Fabrica website looks like from my login. And so you can see my profile picture right there. I can look at my account, and I am going to show you that I actually purchased the yearly all access subscription for the $59 that is billed annually. So I'm not being billed every month by Creative Fabrica. I paid one time, and I won't be billed again until I've had my subscription for 1 year. Now, it can auto renew, or I can cancel it at any time. So if I go to my profile and I look at my account, and I can see that I have an access, my subscription is active. I actually won't be billed again until November 25th, 2023. And I paid actually $59.16. I can click on view to get a closer look at it. And the subscription plan, I have the all access plan, $348 per year is the regular price. The discount is $288.84. I paid via PayPal. And so my total is $59.16 per year. Okay, so hopefully this helps. Now let's look at the file that I am going to use for this tutorial. I'm going to just do a search for bookmarks. Because I think it's just easier to find some that are already made. Now remember, with my yearly all access subscription, I don't have to purchase anything because everything on this website is included in my yearly all access subscription. So I can look at these and find some that really stand out to me. I see so many that are so pretty. Like, I can look at these right here. These are so pretty. I'm going to download these, And I'm probably not going to use all of them, but I'm definitely going to use at least one of them. I can see that 284 people have added this file to their favorites, and I can see why. They are so pretty. Okay, I'm going to download that one, and I'm going to find, I saw another one that really stood out to me. I like this one right here too. This one says, God is within her. She will not fail. I love these also. So I'm going to go ahead and click on these to download them. And what I will do is get these unzipped and upload it into Cricut Design Space. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. So I can look right here at the bottom left corner of my screen, and I can see that I have two zipped folders right here at the bottom. If I click on the first folder, it is going to tell me that it's opening. I have the option to extract these files. I'm going to click Extract All. I'm going to click Browse. And what I'm going to do is go to my Documents folder and go to my Creative Fabrica Files folder. I'm going to double click there, and I am going to create a new folder, and I'm going to give it the same name as that file. That file is called Printable Bible Verses. So I'm going to name this folder Printable Bible Verses. Going to select that folder, and I want the files to be extracted there. So when I get ready to upload those files into Cricut Design Space, I'm not having to figure out where they are. I know where they are. They are saved in my Creative Fabrica Files folder. I'm going to close this out. I'm going to close this out also. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the Teal Dreams Vintage bookmarks. I'm going to click Extract All. I'm going to click Browse. I am going to go to my Creative Fabrica Files folder, and I am going to create a new folder, and I'm going to call it Teal Dreams Bookmarks. Okay, and I'm going to select that folder, and then I'm going to click Extract. So now when the files are downloaded, they are downloaded in my Creative Fabrica Files in the Teal Dreams Bookmarks folder, and I'm not having to worry about organizing my files. Now that I've finished extracting and downloading my files, I am ready to go over to Cricut Design Space. I am in Cricut Design Space, and I'm connected to the Cricut Maker. Remember, this project can be completed from any full-size Cricut cutting machine. The first thing I'm going to do is go over to Shapes and grab a rectangle. The reason why I'm grabbing a rectangle is because I am going to make it match pretty much the size of the bookmark blanks that I have. I am going to make this template a little bit bigger than my bookmark blanks, because remember, with sublimation, you do want your image to be a little bit bigger than the blanks you're using to avoid having any white space. Okay, so right now I have this blank, and I am going to click Unlock to unlock the proportions. The size of my bookmark blanks are right at 1.5 inches in width and 6.0 inches in height, but I am going to make my template a little bit bigger. So for width, I am going to change the width of mine to 1.55, and the height, I am going to change it to 6.10. This will give me plenty of wiggle room with my design. Now, what I'm also going to do is change my template from a basic cut to a pen. Okay, so, and this will make sense to you in just one second when I start to upload the images. Now, my canvas right now, my canvas is where the space I'm working in Cricut Design Space. I am going to change this from white to just a light gray so we can see everything that's going on the canvas. Now, remember, this is my bookmark template. Now I'm going to upload the design. I'm going to click on Upload, and I am going to navigate to my Creative Fabrica Files folder. Going to go to my Documents, Creative Fabrica Files. I'm going to scroll down and go to the Printable Bible Verses. Now, I do have two options. I have the A4 size and I have the US letter size. I'm going to click on the US letter size. Now this is something that I haven't ever seen before, where they put all of the images on one file, but that's okay. I will show you how to use this. I'm going to click on the one that is a PNG, and I'm going to click open. Okay, it says that that is a large image. Okay, I have the file there. I'm going to click complex and continue. Okay, now I can see the file. I see that I have 5 options. I am going to click apply and continue. Okay, I am going to select the option for print then cut. I'm going to click upload. Okay, now that I have the file, I'm going to add it to my canvas. Now remember, my canvas is this lighter gray. I'm going to change the size of this because this is much too big to work with. I'm just going to change the width to 10 just so I can see it. Let me undo that. Let me click on it and make sure the proportions are locked. You see it was warped because the proportions were not locked. Now I can change it to 10 and it should look a lot better. Okay. So now I have the file right here, and remember, this template represents the size that I want these bookmarks to be. So what I'm going to do here is take my template. I want to make sure the template stays on top of the actual bookmarks. So I'm going to click on the template and I'm going to click arrange and bring to front. Okay, and I'm going to put this on top to make sure that it is big enough. And if it's not, what I'll do is I will resize the bookmark blanks. Okay, so I'm going to click on the bookmark blanks. You see I have it selected right here, and I can put it right behind my template, and I can see that, you know, I'm cutting it kind of close right here. So what I'm going to do is just make my template or my bookmarks bigger. And let me bring them down just a little bit. I want them to be a little bit bigger than my actual bookmark size because I want to make sure that I don't run the risk of having a bookmark that has white space on it. I want my bookmark to be full color without any white space around it. Okay, so I like the size of this. I think this looks phenomenal. I can make this a little bit smaller if I want to, if I don't want to, you know, go too far with the color, but I definitely want to make sure that it is at least bigger, like in terms of size. I want it to be wider and longer than my bookmarks. So let me make sure that is wider, and I like that. What I'm going to do now is I am going to, let me make this a little bit bigger. Okay, and I can see what my bookmark is actually going to look like. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I am going to select the whole thing. I'm going to select the bookmarks and my rectangle template at the same time, and I am going to slice this. Okay, once I slice it, now I have what my first bookmark will look like, and I think that looks great. I can see that the size of this is right at 1.55 by 6.1, and I think that it's going to fit perfectly on top of my bookmark blanks. So now I have one bookmark that I'm ready to print, but I want others from this file. So right here, this one that says trust in the Lord with all your heart, I also want that one. So I am going to make sure that let me click on my template and make sure that it is in the front. Okay, so I'm going to click on this and make sure that I have everything. I have my words, I have my scripture right there at the bottom. I have everything I want to be on this file. Okay, I'm going to select the whole thing again, and I am going to click slice. Now I have my second bookmark. Okay, so I can move this over here. Now those are 2 that I want. I can also click and see if there are any others that I like. I like this one right here that says he restores my soul, and I can decide how much of these flowers I want to be on the bookmark. So I can select this whole thing right here and click slice again, and now I have a third bookmark. Okay, so from this file, those are the 3 that I want. I can close this out, I can delete this, but I also want to select 2 from the other file that I downloaded from Creative Fabrica. So I'm going to click upload, and I'm going to navigate back to my Creative Fabrica files folder. I'm going to go to Documents, Creative Fabrica Files. I'm going to look for the one that was called Teal Dreams Bookmarks and see what, okay, so now this one is different because the files are all separate, and I actually like this a lot better because I don't have to slice them away from 5 different bookmarks. Okay, so the first one I want to use is this one right here. I'm going to click Open, and I'm going to click Complex. I'm going to click Continue. I'm going to click Apply and Continue. I'm going to select the Print Then Cut image, and I'm going to click Upload. I like that one because it says you are never too old to, what does it say? Never too old to, I think, go after your dreams or something like that. Okay, I selected that one because I really like this file. I'm going to click Upload. I'm going to click Browse. I'm going to go back to my Creative Fabrica Files folder, and I am going to select another one from that file. And I like this one right here because it says nothing is impossible, and I'm going to click on it. I'm going to click Complex and Continue, and I'm going to click Apply and Continue, Print Then Cut image and Upload. Okay, and I'm going to select both of these and add them to my canvas. Now they're going to both come in at the same time, and I don't need to really do much here. I can see the proportions are already locked, and what I know is that I want these to be the same size as these files. So all I need to do is unlock the proportion and change the width and the height to match these. So the width is 1.55 and the height is 6.1. So I'm going to click on this first one. I'm going to unlock it. I'm going to change the width to 1.55. And I'm going to change the height to I'm going to change the height to 6.1. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to click Unlock, change the width to 1.55, and I'm going to change the height to 6.1. Okay. So now I have 5 bookmarks. I can actually just turn this one off for now, and I am ready to click Make It. Okay. So now I can see that my material size is set to 11.7 by 16.5. I'm going to change that to 8.5 by 11, and I can see that, you know, my images are a little bit too close for my liking, so I am going to just change that a little bit, and I am ready to click Continue. I'm going to send this to my printer. I am going to send this to my Epson EcoTank 2760, which is my sublimation printer. I am going to turn the add bleed off, and I'm going to use System Dialog, and I am going to click Print. I am going to select my Epson EcoTank 2760 series printer. I'm going to click Preferences. I am going to use my Sublimation preset, which has everything already saved. I am going to do a print preview. If you're curious about my specific printer settings, I do have a tutorial, which I will leave linked below this video, that shows how I saved my printer settings. Once I click OK, I can also click Print, and I know that I will get the print preview. Okay, so my images are mirrored. I think everything looks good. Everything that I'll do from here will be back on the camera.
I have taken the image from the printer, and you can see the images are not very vibrant because with sublimation, the heat is what causes the images to be more vibrant with the sublimation ink. I have my material type set to infusible ink transfer sheet, and I have the images on the mat in the same direction that they're in Cricut Design Space. So now I will get my images cut with my Cricut cutting machine. I received an error message that my Cricut machine is not reading the registration marks, let me show you what to do if that happens to you. What I'm going to do is take some tape, and I am just using regular Scotch tape, and I am going to place tape on these registration marks. Let me show you what that looks like. If you get an error message that your Cricut cutting machine cannot read the registration marks, just take some Scotch tape, the regular Scotch tape. I'm using the one that looks more matte, it's not shiny, and I am just going to put tape on those registration marks, just like this. Just going to tape it all the way around. I'm not putting tape on the actual image itself, just on the registration lines. So there's tape on here, there's tape here, there's tape on this corner, and then there's also tape here. I did not tape the images at all. I only put tape on those lines. Let's see if the Cricut will be able to read the registration lines now. I thought I was actually ready to get started pressing these bookmarks until I realized that this size is still not big enough. So remember, in Cricut Design Space, I changed the width to 1.55 and I changed the height to 6.1. Well, if you look at the bookmark blank and the sublimated image, you can see that this is still not quite big enough. So if I were to go ahead and press this, I would still have a little bit of white space right there. And I don't want that. I don't want to have any white space. I want my bookmarks to be fully colored. So I'm going to go back into Cricut Design Space and resize the images again, and I will get this printed again before I sublimate. I did not want to take this out of the video. I want you to see that so you don't end up wasting materials, ink, paper, and time. This was not big enough. Okay, so I'm going to get those printed again and resized, and I will share the size with you. I have the images reprinted and cut. The size that ended up working was 1.7 by 6.2 for 4 of the images, and one of them I had to do 1.8 by 7. And the reason why is because of this hole right here at the top of the bookmark. So this image right here had words on it, and I wanted to make sure that the words were not cut off by the hole, so I had to make this one longer and a little bit wider. So now it is perfect, and this size will work when we get ready to sublimate them. So now I'm going to remove the plastic. There is a plastic film on the top of each of these bookmarks. I have my Cricut Easy Press set at 360 degrees for 45 seconds. I have butcher paper and I have some tape right here on the edge of my table. The first thing I'm going to do is take my weeding tool and I'm going to remove the plastic that is on the cover of these bookmarks. And now this is important, don't skip this part. Remember, these bookmark blanks can only be sublimated on one side. So there's a side that looks like this and the other side just looks like aluminum. So make sure you are aware of that. Now I'm going to get the first image. I will make sure that it is lined up accurately on my bookmark. And now I did cut these really close, so I'm going to be very careful about how I tape this, because I really don't want any of the white to show. So I could have gone a little bit bigger, but hopefully this size will be sufficient. So I'm going to put a piece of butcher paper here on my Easy Press mat to protect it, and I'm going to get this tape down. So I'm going to place this here. I'll tape it like this so I can see it, and then I'll just turn it over. Just add a piece of tape here, making sure that the full image is there, and I don't have any white space. Hopefully this works, you guys. All right, I'll put this piece of butcher paper down, and I'll just turn this over. So I have butcher paper, the bookmark blank, the sublimated image, and then butcher paper on top of that. I am going to give this heavy or firm pressure for 45 seconds. Okay, I'm going to lift straight up, and I am going to grab my gloves. Let's see. I don't love it. The color is, I kind of love it, but tell me your thoughts about it. I need to go back and look at what the image is supposed to look like. I thought it was supposed to be a different color, but I'm going to go back and look at it. It's beautiful, but I don't know if I love it. I want it to be darker maybe, but I mean, it did work. I don't have any white around it. Well, teeny tiny bit right there at the top. So I'm going to be more careful on the next image. Okay. Here is the second bookmark. I'm going to remove the plastic. Don't forget this step. It's hard to see the plastic. You might forget that it's there. Okay. And I'm going to do this one that just says, "Nothing is impossible." I'm going to be careful about the image, making sure that I'm as close as possible to not having any of that white show. I'm going to get it taped down very carefully. When I look back at the computer, that image is exactly what it's supposed to look like. It's perfect. I don't know why I thought it was supposed to be darker, but it looks great. Okay, now I think that's enough tape. I'm going to get another piece of butcher paper. It's important that the sublimated image is on top. So I have butcher paper, the blank, the sublimated image, and then butcher paper again. I'm going to give this more pressure. I don't think 360 degrees is enough. Because I'm using my easy press, I'm going to just give it a little. I'm going to increase the temperature to 375 for 45 seconds. I'm going to grab my gloves. I can tell it's vibrant. Let's see. Are you as excited as I am? Let's see. Oh, look at that. Look. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I love it. I love it. And it has like a glittery, like a shimmer to it. It's so pretty. This is definitely a beginner. I think it's a beginner friendly project, but tell me what you think down in the comments. Is there something that I left out that you wish I had shown you how to do? Because I definitely don't want you to be confused. I want you to be able to feel successful and know that you can accomplish this task. I love this one. I love this one. Okay, so I think increasing the temperature and the pressure was the key. Now remember, with an easy press, all of the pressure comes from you. It's a good heat source, but all of the pressure is dependent upon you. All right, I am going to put on my gloves. I'm going to turn my heat press off. I'm finished with it. and we will see what these sublimated bookmarks look like and see how they did. Oh wow. Oh wow. This looks so pretty. It's so pretty. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. So this is that one. Look at how pretty that is. Look at that. The pastels are pastelling. That's not even a verb, but it looks really good. Look at the fact that there's no white around it. This color is perfect. The size was amazing. Okay, so I'll make sure to leave that size linked below the video. Oh! Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Look at that. Look at how gorgeous that is. Look at that. I would love to receive that as a gift. So these four are perfect. Let's look at the very last one, the one that needed to be a little bit longer because of the hole. It is amazing. It is fantastic. So this is the last one. You can see that there is a teeny, I don't know if you'll be able to even see it, but I see it from here. There's a little bit of white right there at the top, but I think it looks fantastic, and I still was able to get it sublimated, and you can see the words. It says, "You are never too old to set another goal or dream a new dream." Okay. I didn't read that right, but it says you are never too old to set another goal or dream a new dream. It is beautiful. Now let me add the tassels. So that is that. Hopefully you have found this tutorial helpful. If you did, please consider liking the video, subscribing to my channel, and turning on the bell for notifications because I do upload new content every single week. Thank you so much for joining me today, and thanks for watching. Bye.